Hey guys, it's XenoFing here. We're back on another Division video. Today we're going to be going over the top 5 things to do within the Division. Definitely for you guys that want to be completionists out there, there's a lot of things you can do within the Division. This in general is my top 5 list of my personal opinions on things you should totally do if you like playing the Division. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I recommend doing by far is collect all the named weapons and gear pieces. Now I know that they've been changed to exotics in general, but I recommend you going and collecting all of these. A lot of them have flavor texts and have lore in general that'll provide you with a lot of interesting things, as well as they look really cool. Not all of them are up to power though, but in general it'd be very awesome to collect all of them. I have actually successfully done this, and if you guys are interested, I will possibly make a showcase of every single named weapon in the game, as well as gear pieces if you like. But that is the first thing to do. I definitely recommend going around and collecting all the named gear pieces and weapons. Okay, moving on to number 2. Now this one is kind of a combined one of 3 things that you should totally do, but in general I would consider this number 2 in general. Get all 4 of your characters to max level 30, as well as max level in every single level thing, such as Dark Zone, Underground, and Last Stand. Now I have definitely not done this. I've got all my characters up to 30 and stuff like that, as well as max gear score, but I have not got everybody to max level in Underground. I've definitely not got all of them to max level in Dark Zone, and I sure hell haven't done it in Last Stand either. Now, for the most part, on most of my characters, I've at least got one of them maxed out. So I've got already a rank 99, I've got a rank 40 in the Last Stand, and I've got a rank 40 in the Underground. So you definitely can do this. It's going to take a lot of time. It's definitely something that'll be time consuming, as well as keep you interested within the Division. Something that I'm always striving for is completion, so always trying to collect those max levels and get to the max levels and those things is always enjoyable to me. Moving on to the next thing. This is definitely one of the things I have to recommend the most to do, especially if you love lore and want more story within the Division. This would be top 3. I was really trying to debate if this is going to be the number 1 thing to do, especially with the way it is right now, but it is collect all the audio logs, echoes, as well as consumables, or sorry, collectibles outside of the Dark Zone. Just in general, collect all these guys. It's so worth it. If you actually wait for the double field proficiency caches, I definitely recommend doing them then, especially because they give you a lot of XP towards your field proficiencies. I've definitely stacked myself up on field caches recently, because I went around and actually collect all these things, as well as it gives you a lot of story. For instance, you'll learn that Aaron Keener and April Killer are actually not the same person. It's just a coincidence that they have the same initials. They're completely different people. One's a male and one's a female. So yeah, very awesome. Definitely recommend you going through and checking out all those audio logs as well as echoes and just collect all the collectibles. It's really worth it. Moving on to number 4 within our list, and that is collect all the gear sets and make at least one build with each of the gear sets. Now I have, for the most part, kept really up to date with making a build for each of these, but since 1.6 and stuff, I haven't actually sat there and recreated all of them, because for instance, Firecrest and stuff like that and other gear sets have kind of been readjusted, so I would consider them to be kind of newish in a way. So I'm kind of going through and trying to make new builds for each of these, but I would definitely recommend collecting all the gear sets and trying to make at least one build with them. Moving on to number 5, this is the last thing I recommend you doing, especially if you like the hardcore activities within the Division, and that is to do all of the legendary missions and do every single heroic incursion. Now, in general, a lot of this stuff is really difficult, and with the whole last incursion one being on heroic difficulty, I definitely recommend trying it, especially because the first time I ever tried to do the Lost Signal on heroic difficulty, which was the first time I actually tried it in general, the last portion of the mission actually bugged out like severely, and we sat there for like 2 hours straight trying to complete it, but it would just keep on glitching out. Of course, I've reported this on the threads and expressed my opinions, as well as shown the full gameplay of what the heck was going on. But in general, I definitely recommend going through all the legendary difficulties as well as all the heroics. It'll be very challenging, but it'll be very rewarding once you've completed all of them. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.